All right, what's going on, everybody? What's going on? Happy Monday. Hopefully, everyone's having a great day, man. It is December 8th, 2025, and we are here together once again with nerdcamp Sports. I got, of course, myself, Raji Anthony Ali here, and we got our other co-host, Mike Williams. Go ahead. How you doing, man?
I'm all right. I'm maintaining. Had a little bit of a lengthy day at work, but it's all good. We got out on time, was able to make it. Now we're here ready to talk some sports.
Yeah, man, it's been a very exciting week. A lot of things have happened. We're going to cover most of the NFL topics a little bit later once our other co-hosts come on the show. But just wanted just to get some feedback on some of the NBA stuff that's happening. Uh, a lot of crazy news. One of them being Chris Paul being pretty much sent home out of nowhere with the Los Angeles Clippers. There's some speculations that they're saying that he had a really bad fractured relationship with the ownership group, the GM, and also Ty Lue. And there's even some people saying that Ty Lue, I guess girlfriend or fiance, was speaking to Chris Paul, and some footage came out, and it was just really messy. But what is your take on it? What did you hear? And what is your thoughts about Chris Paul being basically sent home from the Los Angeles Clippers?
I think it's putrid. Um, the man just announced a couple weeks ago he's retiring. This is his final year. There were other teams interested, and he chose to go back to the Clippers for his last year. A team, in my opinion, he should have won a championship with.
Right.
There's no doubt when you talk about guards, point guards, greatest point guards, Chris Paul should be in the conversation. Maybe not in the top 10, but I'm okay with putting Chris Paul as a top 20 point guard of all time. 10, no. That championship really would have helped him get there, at least for me. And I just think it's wrong to do. I had also heard something about him being very vocal in the locker room, and they didn't like that as well.
Right.
Be that as it may, he's a veteran. He's been in the league. He got drafted 2008? Was it? Or was it 2006?
I think it's 2006.
2006, he's done a lot in his career. He's played for a lot of teams. He has done a lot of good, but I just think it's downright disgusting. And if you're having those things happen behind the scenes, leave them there. Play on the court. I know sometimes it's easier said than done, but I just think it's wrong to do to him in his final year, and now knowing, there may not be someone to who wants to pick him up. I, for one, would like to see just the Lakers take him. Just take him and, so he can play out his career. He definitely got screwed a few times in his career. David Stern blocked him and Kobe.
Right.
Years ago. So I just think it's wrong on so many levels. He deserves better, and hopefully he can find some kind of a home to end his career instead of just kind of just fading away, literally.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Just to make sure that we're correct with things, he was drafted fourth overall in the first round, of course, in 2005. So he's been in the league for 20 years. Yeah, I definitely agree, Mike. I think it was absolutely disgusting how they handled the situation, but I'm not surprised because I don't know if you recall or remember when Blake Griffin played with the Los Angeles Clippers his final year, he was trying to pretty much leave and be traded. He asked for a trade, and I remember they pretty much brought out all the bells and whistles. They brought in the ownership, which was of course Steve Ballmer at that time, and they had him sit down with him, did a whole theatrical presentation on what the future will be if he signs his extension. And they even said, we're going to retire your jersey in the rafters. You're going to be the first retired player of the Lob City era to go up there in the rafters with the Los Angeles Clippers. So they painted this beautiful picture for Blake Griffin, and we know how great Blake Griffin was for that city of Los Angeles playing for the Clippers. However, I believe it was 6 months later, they pretty much traded him in the middle of the night, just like they let Chris Paul go in the middle of the night.
Yep.
And yeah, next thing you know, Blake Griffin was on his way to Detroit. So that just goes to show you the type of history and the absolute dysfunction that they have over there with the Los Angeles Clippers. I've never liked the team. I always thought they was a clown team because they handle situations super poorly. With the Elton Brand era, I don't know if you remember that when Elton Brand played for the Clippers.
Yeah, it wasn't very good.
It wasn't good at all. They treated him like crap. Same goes with Lamar Odom. Uh, what was his name? Darius Miles. The list goes on and on and on with good players that they actually had play on the Los Angeles Clippers team that they did extremely dirty. But I say all that because there's a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel for Chris Paul. And Chris Paul is now technically a free agent. He's able to go out there and pick his team and go on whatever team he wants, pick whatever team he wants. And to be quite honest, if I'm Chris Paul, you know where I'm going?
Where's that?
I'm going to OKC. I'm going to get the easiest ring on the planet. I don't care if I'm coming off the bench for 2 seconds. You're going to remember me as being the guy who got a ring. Because I honestly believe with the development of Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and the way that Chris Paul was with him the whole entire time when he did play for OKC,
right?
That helped Shai Gilgeous get to the level he's at. I don't know that for a fact, but I could just tell that he had a great influence on him and he's a great mentor when he was there from the stories I've heard. So, yeah, I just totally believe that there's some light at the end of the tunnel with that. And if I'm Chris Paul, I'm getting the easiest ring and I'm out of there.
I mean, he would definitely qualify for that Gary Payton title.
Hey, a title's a title, man. You can't say he's not a champion.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So
no,
that's
hold
pretty,
on, bro.
Yeah, no problem.
Something in there that's yours. My wife's over here trying to wrap gifts. Oh, Jesus.
It's all good. Hopefully you're all right.
Yeah, no, she's over here trying to wrap something here. And
okay.
Oh. Oh. Yeah, it's only this. There's no anything in there. Yeah, okay. Oh. All right. Sorry about that, bro.
No problem, man. No problem at all. We're going to move on to the next topic. We're going to talk about Giannis Antetokounmpo. There's a lot of speculations. Well, of course, we got to talk about his injury first. He got injured recently in a game. They're believing that it is a lower calf issue. And hopefully it ends that way as far as it doesn't get any worse, because we remember back when Kevin Durant played for the Golden State Warriors, he had pretty much the same type of lower extremity injury. So hopefully Giannis is okay. I pray that he has a speedy recovery. But before that, he was talking about his comfortability with the Milwaukee Bucks and their future. And there's a lot of speculations. A lot of people are saying that he took the Milwaukee Bucks out of his Instagram story or his Instagram page, his Twitter page, all that stuff. So they're speculating that he's pretty much done with the Milwaukee Bucks. So what is your thoughts on Giannis Antetokounmpo and his future with the Milwaukee Bucks? And if he does demand a trade or if he wants a trade, what teams should trade for him?
There's 3 guarantees that we're going to hear every year about sports. Number 1 is Mike Thomas should be fired. Number 2 is how's Jerry Jones going to mess up the Cowboys? Mm-hmm. And number 3 is Giannis. And is he going to move on? among other things. But those are three stories I've heard every year.
Right.
Now, to me, obviously, they're done with one another. Like, they need to stop sugarcoating it, right? They need to
Mm-hmm.
stop beating around the bush. He don't want to be there anymore, and you don't want him there anymore. He won you the championship. You have not been able to get back out. You haven't been able to get out of the first round, if I'm
Right.
not
Since then,
mistaken, since
that
then.
is true. Mm-hmm.
So now go out like, yo, Desmond Bain was traded for like 5 first-round picks. Could you imagine what you could get for Giannis? How many first rounders on top of players?
Right.
I mean, you have to take, you have to go out there and shop him. There are some contenders. There are some people who you can get a lot for him. So if I'm Milwaukee, it's time to rebuild. This thing's broken, busted. Start over. And it starts with trading away Giannis. It starts from trading him, preferably somewhere he would want to be. But if I'm out here and I'm a GM, he needs to go to a team where he's not going to mess up their chemistry.
Okay.
He needs to go to a team where he can help improve the chemistry. So right there, we're gonna eliminate obviously OKC, right?
Right. Yeah.
Right. That's an elimination, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, if I'm, where should he go? Because he's not. The thing is, where should he go, and where he should play are two different things. Because if he goes somewhere that's a contender, they're a potentially have to give him assets to get his services. You're gonna have to give up so much that it's gonna balance you out, right?
Right.
So I'm just gonna say where I think he could go and could still have an impact. There's a couple teams. For me, there's a team that's middle of the pack where he could come and make an immediate impact and they're automatically going to win a championship. That's Golden State.
Okay.
That's one option.
Right.
I heard speculation of, a while ago about San Antonio.
Yeah.
But the only issue is, can him and Wemby really dwell together? One. And two, what are they going to have to give up?
Right.
So I would say Golden State. Now, and the other option would be the New York Knicks.
Yeah.
I know that's kind of bittersweet to some people, but if you can, to me, if you keep Brunson and Mikal Bridges, I think Giannis can do anything else to help. So to me, those are the two most important players on that team. To me, is Mikal Bridges, because Mikal Bridges is, and I'm going to say this, he's probably the best two-way player in basketball.
Oh,
like
yeah.
I seen a
plays
play.
every game.
I seen a play where this man did a strip block, passed it to Brunson, ran up the floor. Brunson passed it back. He laid it in. I mean, he's just phenomenal. I do still think the Knicks gave up too much to get him, but at least it's paying off for them. So to me, if you can keep Brunson and you can keep him, Bridges, I'm okay with splitting with Cat. I'm okay with splitting with some picks. As long as you guys still have a little bit of depth on the bench and you still have those two players, Giannis, they would automatically, no doubt in my mind, become the favorite in the Eastern Conference.
Right. Right.
The only one that can stop them, in my opinion, would be OKC. Because ain't nobody stopping them as far as I'm concerned.
Right. So I definitely agree with you, Mike. but I'm gonna give it even more of a spin to it, right? So you mentioned the New York Knicks, and you mentioned giving up Karl Anthony Towns pretty much for Giannis, right? And some maybe some draft picks, a couple role players, et cetera, et cetera. Okay, well, how about this? How about we hold on Karl Anthony Towns, but we get rid of Mikal Bridges? And I'm gonna tell you why. Because you can move Cat to the 5, and you can move Giannis to the 4, and now you have a front court that can score you anywhere between 60 to about 70 points a game. And then if you have Brunson scoring, and OG Ananobi or maybe a role player like Josh Hart, you got a very dominant, tall, lengthy team. And that's just one of the options if you go that route of putting him on a Knicks, right? But how about this? How about we put him on another contender in the East? And this is something I've been thinking about for a few days. How about the Orlando Magic? The Orlando Magic, all they're missing is Giannis. They have all the pieces. They have all the shooters. They play incredible defense. They can get up and down the floor, and they're young. Most of those players in the front court, the front court are extremely lanky. You got Paulo Banchero, you got Mo Wagner, you got Franz Wagner, you have all these tall players like Bataze, uh, Wendell Carter, right? All these guys are like 7 feet or close to 7 feet. So you're gonna have to stop that in the paint, and you're gonna have to stop them making shots because most of them can shoot. So I'm thinking I would like to see him on a Magic. I know it's not a major city team, but it's a team that can win a championship in the next 2 seasons. And he's 30. So he could get this championship before he's 30, before he retires.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if he's. I'm not saying he wouldn't help them, but I think for him, he's getting to that point in his career where he wants to know he's going to win.
Right.
It's not a bad choice at all by any means. It's just, I think it's something that they would have to consider. Something you should. I think it's something anyone has to consider altogether.
Yeah, and that's the thing. And that's the thing. It's like if you bring him to Golden State, yes, you got Steph Curry, you got Draymond, you got Jimmy Butler, but you're gonna have to give up one of those guys. You're gonna have to give up either Draymond or Jimmy. And if you give up one of those guys, it's going to set you back because you don't have that depth in the actual team that could get you over the hump if one of the leaders are injured. Like right now, you got players that are hurt, like Steph Curry on the Warriors, and he might not be back for a few days or a few weeks. And yeah, how can they get out of that slump? What they're going to use, Quentin Post? Are they going to use what's that guy's name that just went off? The guy that was on the Warriors. He looked like he works at FedEx. He looks like he don't even play in the NBA. If you guys know who I'm talking about, chat, let me know because that guy was hitting threes, and I'm like, who is this guy? He looked like a great player.
Who are you? Where'd you come from?
I honestly, I think his name is something Spencer. I got him on my fantasy team because he actually was going off that good.
He's like, oh, wait a minute.
Yeah, I said I have to put him on. Pat Spencer. He got a brother that plays on one of the other teams. Pat Spencer plays on the he's a point guard with the Golden State Warriors though. But yeah, go look him up. He don't even look like he belongs there. He look like he does insurance. So I say that because how long are the Golden State Warriors going to get away with these kind of guys? Like these guys you never heard of that ends up shooting threes and making a name for themselves when Steph Curry's not there. So I just don't trust it. And on top of that, not to be long-winded, but I really don't trust Steve Kerr. Steve Kerr is probably the worst coach in the NBA. And I don't think he gets enough attention that how bad of a coach he is. He makes bonehead decisions, and he's just one of those type of coaches that really don't develop stars or develop depth in their team. Like Jonathan Kuminga's on his team. I hope you guys know that, right? Like he's on the team, and you don't hear anything about Jonathan Kuminga. It's unbelievable.
Well, you got to look at it like this. This man was handed a gift. You know, he was
That's true.
he was handed a championship team 10, 12, whatever years ago, because people forget he was going to go coach the Knicks until the Warriors swooped in. You
Right.
know, who do you really want to coach? You want to rebuild or you want something that's already built and you get the credit for it? Steve Kerr will get the credit for it, even though he has not had to actually coach.
Right.
You know, I had seen something a few years ago. I don't know if you remember this, where they they weren't playing good for a little stretch, and he gave the players the clipboard. Said, "All right, y'all
Yeah,
not
I
listening to
remember.
me. Here, you figure it out." And they were running the plays and all that. That ain't coaching. That
No.
ain't discipline. Like, no. Like, what are you doing? So, you know, that's the thing. Steve Kerr is not a good coach. He's just a more successful version of Doc Rivers.
Yeah, exactly. He's the white Doc Rivers. Let's just be honest.
The white Doc Rivers is
He's the white
wild.
Doc Rivers with
The
his
white,
raspy voice. With his raspy voice.
the white Doc Rivers is wild.
I need that on a t-shirt. I need that on a t-shirt. Steve Kerr is the white Doc Rivers. That is hilarious.
Oh my god. Oh my god. The white Doc Rivers.
Oh man. All right. So moving on, we gotta move on to the next topic. We're gonna talk about the OKC Thunder, man. The Thunder, they're on a roll right now. OKC Thunder is, let's look at the record. 21 and I mean 23 and 1. This is incredible. I mean, I've never seen a run this long. I believe they're on was it 15 game win streak? Let me just double check. It might be a 15 game win streak. Hold on. Just give me a second. But yeah, they are yeah, 15 victories. Yep, 15 game win streak. So I was right. Um, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander was out the other night against the Utah Jazz, and they still won. They found some creative players to come off the bench that they found in my player mode, and for some reason, somehow, they keep finding scores. I can't even make this stuff up. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. So, what is your take? Do you think they're the best NBA team of all time so far?
You got to put the, you know, the 72-10 and 72 and 10 Bulls there.
Right.
I have to put the 73 and 9 Warriors in that stratosphere.
Mm-hmm.
You have to put some of those, 03 Spurs in there.
Right.
There's when you talk about greatest teams, some of those Lakers teams, Celtics teams, you can even put the '07 Celtics in there, KG and all them boys. The 2012 Heat. I mean, that team was crazy as well.
Right.
To answer that question, I think it's too early to say. Now, if they go 74 and 8, it's not deniable. When it's said and done, regardless, I'm going to say, for the sake of the question, I'm going to say yes, because I think, right now, the way they're playing, no one can stop them. And they were playing without Jalen Williams, which was like their third biggest guy. Like, SGA is operating on another level. And to me, he's out for blood. This man's like, nah, like, we about to have a repeat champion. Like, it ain't been done in a long time. We about to do that. Mm-hmm. So, Chet's been pretty healthy, and we knew what he was going to bring to the table. And this is all about drafting the right way. They're about to hit the second apron after this season, so it's going to be a little difficult. So right now, they're looking at some They're looking phenomenal. They can't
Yeah,
be stopped.
I I agree. And you know what's so crazy about it is that they still got their draft capital. They still got those draft picks from like way back. And they're a young team. They're a super young team. Shea Gilders Alexander in his 20s, Chet Holmgren in his 20s, Jalen Williams in his 20s. All these guys are young, and they got some veteran presence with like Caruso. There's a few other players on there like Hartenstein, and they got some good, really good vets that been in the league for a long, long time. But my thing is, when we talk about the greatest teams of all time, we normally talk about some great players, and I get it. SGA is the MVP, and I understand that he's one of those type of players that a lot of people scrutinize because the way he scores. He's a lot like James Harden back in the days. He used to get the free throws. He used to bait the fouls. But tell me if I'm wrong though, Mike. There's no true superstar outside of SGA on that team. Like when we talk about great teams, we normally talk about two players, right? So there's normally somebody like Jordan and Pippen, or Steph Curry and Klay Thompson, or Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, and KD, or uh, like you mentioned before with the Spurs, you got Tim Duncan, Ginobili, and Tony Parker. Like these guys are legends. Do you see anyone outside of SGA as someone that's a legend or a potential legend in the future?
I think right now, um, you got to look at the three guys that they paid. Um,
Okay.
they're only going to go as far as those three guys take them. Now, to throw the word legend around, I think the only one who can cure that status right now is SGA. I think Chet has a good chance. I do believe that he has the capability to be one of the most dominant players if he can stay healthy and he can find ways to keep upgrading his game because
Right.
he can do a lot. I would call him, and this may be a little bit of an overstep, but I would call him a modern day Dirk. A
Okay.
lot of the things
I can
Nowitzki,
see the similarity.
a lot of the things Nowitzki can do, which was weird at his time, Chet can do those same things. So when you look at it from that standpoint, I think he does. Now, there's no denying what Jalen Williams brings to the table. Like it's like I'm not mad that he got his money at
Right.
all. However, now we have to look at it from the standpoint of how do you separate yourself? How do you say, okay, I'm great or I'm good? I want to be great. Like that's the biggest thing is now separating. So to answer the question, I'm gonna say Chet does have a chance,
Hmm.
but I think to me, sometimes having the superstars ain't not having them isn't a bad thing. Like I look at it like this: when they brought the big three together in the Heat, not four, not five,
Yeah.
right? The expectations are high.
Right.
You looked at the Celtics when they came together, expectations high. Kevin Durant going to Golden State, expectations are high. Guess
Right.
what? OKC was drafted and they just kind of figured it out and it worked. They had no expectations. Like, yeah, they were expected to make the playoffs and play well, but they had no expectation in terms of, okay, like when SGA got traded there, he
Right.
wasn't the focal point, right?
No,
Like he
not at
wasn't
all.
like he wasn't expected to turn into this amazing MVP superstar. He wasn't it. He wasn't. It wasn't that thing. So now the expectations are there, and they're delivering.
Oh
Like
yeah.
you have other teams who have expectations. Like we have some expectations for the Clippers. Like yeah, everyone's aging, but you're still a basketball team.
Right.
They're not doing anything. There was expectations for Milwaukee. They ain't doing anything. So there's just so many teams who have expectations. So I think Chet is the guy out of the three. I do not Jalen. They're all like you said. They're all young. They all
Yeah,
have an opportunity to be legendary because let's be honest, Ginobili and Parker in the beginning they weren't known as those dudes either.
that's
Like,
true, but they were all stars. You know what I mean? Like I don't really.
but the way
I'm not trying to dim their light, but it just
the
doesn't.
but here's the other thing, and I don't mean to kind of negate that point, but the word all star is too loose now.
Right. I
To
agree.
me, to me,
I
when those guys were all stars, those were all stars. Like though they were at the top of their game, that's what got them in.
right.
Now it's just a popularity contest. To me, I think there needs to be, and we could talk about this closer to the All Star game, but I think there needs to be a certain amount of qualifications to qualify to be considered an All Star.
Yeah.
And then if you meet the qualifications, then you get the votes, And then if someone gets hurt, because that usually happens, someone gets in, but they're hurt, then it goes to the next qualified guy.
Right. Yeah, that
Because,
makes sense.
but yeah, I think it'd be Chet if anyone could get that distinction of those three gentlemen.
Right. Right. Yeah, it's just one of those things where I'm like looking at the team and I'm just evaluating how are they winning these games because they're not just winning these games by like a couple of points or somebody goes off and scores 50. They're winning these games in a fashion where it's a blowout every single game. And now we're like we're looking to see, okay, how much are they going to blow them out by? That
Yeah.
type of thing. You know what I mean? And on top of that, like I said, they're not playing outside of themselves. They're not doing anything differently than what they did last season. And I think the coach needs more credit because it's more of a system more than anything. Because I've witnessed them play without Jalen Williams. I witnessed him play without Shea Gilgis Alexander. I witnessed him play without Chet Holmgren. And guess what? They won those games. They won all the games. They only lost one game this season, and I think it was when they all was on the court. So I say that because it's just like it's one of those things where it's like, damn, this team low key might be the 2025 Spurs. Like you was just saying, your Ginobili's and your Tony Parkers of the world wasn't really superstars, but they were damn good players and they played their role. Like Ginobili came off the bench. A lot of people that are younger
Forget.
than us don't really know that. They think Ginobili was a starter. I remember that man being the sixth man. So it kind of just it kind of plays into what we were talking about before with like organizations and coaches and how people build their organization from the top down. Like we were saying the opposite with the Los Angeles Clippers. But I just wanted to get your thoughts on that, man, because I'm shocked. We're like a quarter into the season and all this is happening, and guess what? They're still winning. They only lost one game, and they're 20. There's 24 games in, over a quarter of the season in, and they already won most of their games.
And that's what I say. To me, it takes about 25 games in basketball to figure out who teams are. So
Right.
you know who they're going to be around December. And then once the All Star break is over, you know who's going to be for real. As I
Yeah.
look at the standings right now, we got OKC at 1, LA at 2, Denver at 3, Houston at 4, San Antonio at 5, Minnesota at 6. And the 4 bottom spots is Phoenix, Golden State, Memphis, and Portland. So,
Right.
we're looking, it's looking pretty interesting. I do believe that we know who these teams are.
Right. Yeah.
We know what we're gonna get, but I'm telling you now, it's gonna be OKC out of the West in the end of this thing, regardless.
I believe it. It's definitely looking that way right now. So we're definitely looking forward to it. All right. So Agent Solstice, are you there?
You there, Brandon?
Yeah, I'm here. Just got home, settling in, gonna eat some dinner while I mean, you guys are chatting for NBA, so I'll be
Yeah,
here,
yeah.
ready in the waiting. But just
Awesome.
yeah,
Awesome, man. Just want to make sure we're all
we're all
good.
here.
The mic's good. You can hear me. I can hear you.
Oh
Perfect.
yeah.
All right, so we're gonna cover a little bit more of the NBA topics, and then we're gonna jump into football. Let's talk about the Los Angeles Lakers real quick. So the Los Angeles Lakers beat the 76ers last night, and they beat it in a fashion where it was pretty impressive. I'm not going to lie, because it wasn't like a blowout game, but it came down to the wire, and a big player showed up. LeBron showed up. Austin Reeves showed up. And, of course, Luka the Doncic showed up, and he put on a phenomenal show. 31 31, 11, and 15. I mean, this guy is putting up video game numbers. Mike, what is your take on Luka Doncic averaging about 35, 36 points a game? Do you think he's the MVP of this season?
If there wasn't a man by the name of SGA with the 23-1 team, I would say yes. Because unfortunately, they involve team placement, right?
To a certain
So
degree.
to a degree, outside of that 1 year, Russell Westbrook was able to do it because he averaged a triple double. But typically, I agree that he would be MVP. But right now, OKC is playing too good for them not to, through a quarter of the season, give it to SGA if that were the case. However, Luka Doncic is playing like a man possessed. There is just something about the way he's playing, and he's doing it without LeBron James, who's taking a massive step backwards,
Right.
in more ways than one. He's still LeBron. He's still putting up numbers, but there's something weird about it. Like there's that umph, and I think he's accepted the fact that he's not the top guy. So as such, he doesn't have to play as it. He doesn't have to do the Superman heroics because that's what Luka's there for. I think it's amazing that he's the way he's playing. I think that the Lakers are definitely in position to do some good stuff. Um, and I think that they need to win. They need to prove like, yo, we didn't do this for nothing. But unfortunately for Luka, you know, I feel like he gonna be like Steve Nash. And what I mean is Steve Nash wasn't able to win a championship because he could not beat the Spurs.
Right.
OKC is about to crush dreams for years potentially. Just like Jordan did in the 90s. He stopped multiple players who were considered the greatest players of all time. Gary Payton, Charles Barkley, Karl Malone, John Stockton. Why are you looking at me like that?
I hate when you talk about 90s basketball.
You know, all those guys were not able to win a championship, all because of one man.
Right.
So to me, OKC, Luke is in the wrong time. But for the sake of the question, he's playing well, phenomenal basketball. I would consider him an MVP candidate, number 2 for sure. If not, and if he's number 1 to some, that's great because he's playing like it. But when you look at that team placement, I got to keep an eye on those Thunder because them boys are balling.
Right. No, I definitely agree. When it comes down to the backstory to the MVP award and how they receive the MVP award or how they make their choices of vote. But here's a little caveat to that, Mike. What if the Lakers end up number 2 in the West, right under OKC, right? And let's say Luka still averages 35, 9, and 9 or 35, 10, and 10. Is it still a clear-cut award for OKC Thunder's Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, or do they bypass that win-loss record and say, you know what, Luka technically is the MVP because he's doing everything for his team, even though his team's only in second place, but he's the most valuable player of any team because the OKC team is a monster. They got potentially multiple All Stars in one season.
Well, I could say, or I could see a situation where, because when Luca misses games, the team's different, right? So
Yeah,
that word valuable is the key word, right?
right,
OKC can win games without SGA. I don't know if the Lakers can win games without Luca.
right, exactly.
So when you look at that, like I said, the key word is valuable, right?
Hmm.
Who brings the most value? To me, you don't really understand a player's value until that player's not there.
That is a fact.
So from that perspective, I would give it to Luka Doncic
Okay.
under those circumstances. Now, if you looked at it the other way and you're not looking at that value that I stress, SGA would win under that circumstance.
Right, right.
But given the circumstance, if you're looking at the word value being the key, I would award Luka Doncic the award
Okay,
personally.
okay. That's fair. That's definitely fair. And I'm glad I asked that and put it in that frame because when it's all said and done, there's going to be voters that's going to look at all the things in its totality. And like you said, they're going to look at the win record of the team. They're going to look at the players. They're going to look at the impact of the players. If the team lose versus win when they're on the court, their plus minuses. There's a lot of stuff that goes into that we don't even know about. But it was just something I wanted to bring up because Luka has put up insane numbers and he's got my vote for the MVP, even though my vote doesn't count. But he definitely got my vote for most valuable player in the league so far. All right, so moving on to the next topic, we're going to talk about a team that never really gets talked about, the Phoenix Suns, and they're missing a player that is super important to them, Dylan, Devin Booker, and they have Dylan the Villain out there putting up insane numbers, playing at a level where I think he could potentially be an all star. Dylan Brooks is now playing right now as we speak, and they're beating the Timberwolves 29-23, but they have beat teams without Devin Booker on the court. What is your thoughts on players like Dylan Brooks? Like, do you think they're real impactful? Those type of players that's kind of like a menace in a defense, and also they kind of bring that different type of energy. Like, what is your thoughts about those type of players, Mike?
Well, those are the players that do the things that don't show up in a stat sheet. They do the little things that aren't credited for, that aren't even considered, excuse me, to be looked at. So when I look at Dylan Brooks and players like that, I think they're good to have because they're not worried about stats. He's worried about doing whatever he's got to do to win the game.
Right.
Whatever that takes, that's what he's going to do. So to me, I think there should be more players who are willing to get their hands dirty and do the dirty work to win games.
Right. I agree. I agree. And you know what makes it so interesting, Mike? When he played with the Memphis Grizzlies, right? It seems like John Morant was more focused. Am I wrong?
Yeah.
It was like he was taking the game more serious. And I remember talking to somebody about this. I said, damn, you know what? Dylan pretty much was the lifeblood of that whole entire organization. I couldn't believe how important he was to the team and the organization because he brought that swagger, he brought that toughness, and people didn't mess with Dylan when he was on the court. Like he was going up against LeBron. He was guarding LeBron when the Memphis Grizzlies would face up against the Los Angeles Lakers. He would face up against KD. Like we're talking about lockdown defensive player type feeling. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, I could go on and on and on, but those type of players, because I love to see that. I love to see those type of players that do more than what the stats say. But it just goes to show you that one player could change the whole organization. So, do you agree that the Memphis Grizzlies were in better shape just keeping Dylan Brooks? or are they in better shape now?
I think the shape of the Grizzlies doesn't have to do with Dylan Brooks' departure as much as it does with John Morant's antics and injuries.
That's true.
Unfortunately, um, it's hard to say because when I look at the Grizzlies when he was there, they had more to offer offensively. Right now, with the distraction, or in recent years, the distraction has been John Morant and the things he's done off the court, off the field rather, with the guns and and all the other jazz that's distracted. But for the sake of the question, they were definitely better with him than they are without him.
Right. Right. I agree. I definitely agree with that, man. And hopefully the Phoenix Suns can keep going, make a huge difference because we all thought the Phoenix Suns were dead. We thought after they got rid of KD, he went over to the Houston Rockets that we were going to go into full rebuild mode out there in Phoenix. But fortunately, that didn't happen. Dylan's holding it down. They got some great players like Colin Gillespie over there playing, balling out. There's a few other players as well, but it just goes to show you one player could change the whole organization. But let's move on to the next side of the board, which is talking about the NFL. There's a lot to cover. There's a lot to talk about. It was a very, very entertaining Sunday. I mean, you had teams like the Steelers and Ravens. You had teams like the Browns and Titans. It was unbelievable how great and entertaining that game was. I mean, if you would have told me, let's say last season, that the Browns and Titans game was going to be entertaining, I would never believe you. But it was awesome. Excellent game. So where should we start? You know what? We're gonna start.
We got to start with Kevin Stefanski. We have to.
Okay.
I've been down all day.
We can go there. We can go there. Go ahead.
What I have to say. First and foremost, he needs to be ashamed of himself and fired for that piss poor decision on that 2-point conversion. What the fuck were you thinking? What are you doing? This man was the first rookie in like Browns history to throw for over 300 yards. He had 364 yards. He had 3 passing touchdowns and a rushing touchdown. And you take him out? Like, what are you doing? You have done nothing to help this team. I've been hearing about Mike Tomlin all fucking year, all last season, all this. Actually, for 5 years, my dad's been trying to fire Mike Tomlin in his brain for like 5 years. Like, for the love of God. But this guy had 1 playoff appearance, maybe 2. I can recall 1, and you're not fired. You've been playing with Shador and playing these games, putting Dylan Gabriel in, who's a reject. He sucks. He's not an NFL caliber quarterback. This man yesterday busted his ass and put his heart out there. And he showed why he deserves to be an NFL quarterback. He played very well. The Browns should have won that game. Bottom line, they should have won that game. But he decided to make that call. And it's like, bro, what are you doing? So my sentiment is Shador's an NFL starter, which he announced he's going to be the starter for the rest of the season, which he's earned. And after this season, Cleveland, you're shit anyway. You are the worst organization in the whole league because you can't get your head out of your ass. And yes, you're worse than Dallas, which is saying a lot. You're worse than Dallas organizationally. So Kevin Stefanski should be fired. The Cleveland Browns need to do a rebuild, and he should be ashamed of himself for that call he made yesterday because his dumbass lost in the game, in my opinion.
Wow. I definitely agree with that. Brandon, what's your take on the Cleveland Brown and Kevin Stefanski as coach?
I mean, it was certainly a very questionable play call and definitely ended up costing the game. But defense got to not let the Titans go for 31. It was a good game all around, and everyone's going to remember that play call at the end. But at this point,
right, you're looking at a team real quick. You said the defense can't allow 31 from the Titans, the same team that allowed only 9 points and beat Green Bay earlier in the season.
I agree that same defense, that means they're hot and cold, right? Like that's you expect more from that defense. So they had a bad game, and Shedeur absolutely picked up the slack. He had one unfortunate interception, but those sorts of things are going to happen when you're a rookie. Dude has absolutely earned the right to not only start for the rest of this year, but to give a chance to continue to grow all through next year, as far as I'm concerned.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it's very interesting, and I wonder what is going to happen moving forward with the Cleveland Browns, because since they just made the announcement today that Shedeur Sanders will be the QB1 for the remainder of the season, which I'm excited about, but it also kind of makes you question, why didn't this happen earlier? You know, why didn't they make this transition earlier when they pretty much knew they was in the dumps with the team? The team wasn't playing the way they were supposed to. Why didn't they move to Shedeur earlier in the season? But that's no here or there. But I'm just curious to see what happens after this off season with Kevin Stefanski, and see what happens with the front office and what kind of moves they make to put themselves in a better position. So,
well, you know, we know why they didn't put Shedeur in earlier. We know why. They ain't gonna say why, but we know why. We know why.
But let's be real here. Admittedly, it might have been good for him. It might have been good to sit on the bench and absorb the game from the sidelines, continue to learn the offense from, just working on it, seeing the game from, like, I'm not, necessarily advocating that they should have handled it the way they did, but it feels that, like, hey, this helped him mature a little bit. This helped him, like, embrace the moment a little more. It helped him gather the offense and give him a minute to, like, because when you're a rookie, you spend a lot of time away from the team doing all sorts of, like, random stuff through the draft, the process, and all that. And even once you're drafted, now you're going and doing all, like, there's they'll take pictures of you in the NFL draft class and have you do random things for social media and whatnot. So, like, you spend a lot of time away from your actual team. So I do feel like at the least this does help the development a little bit. I mean, you saw Patrick Mahomes; he got to sit for a year, and look how good he is. But, like, I've always been a big advocate of, if you have a starting quarterback, give them some time to just absorb the game from the sidelines a little bit if you can. Sometimes you got to just throw them into the fire, because that's just how the dice rolls. But hey, as far as I'm concerned, the Browns did the right thing by trying to keep him on the sidelines as long as they could, so he could absorb the game more. Whether or not, if it's a racist undertone or anything, I'm not going to argue with that. I just think it ended up being a good thing for him.
Yeah,
well, unfortunately, go ahead, Raj.
No, I was going to say, I definitely see your point, and I agree with because, like, outside of race or anything like that, like you mentioned, Patrick Mahomes, Jordan Love, especially at the quarterback position, there's a lot of quarterbacks. Even your quarterback, Mike, Rodgers. There's a lot of quarterbacks that need to sit and watch veterans make the moves that they make, and also learn the playbook, and also learn the game of NFL football, because we gotta realize and understand that this is a grown man's game. These guys got mortgages and kids, so it's not college sports. It's not like it's gonna be out there, they're just playing for fun, or now they get paid, but you know what I mean. But I say that to say I agree with it. However, I feel the organization, and this is where I kind of part ways with that, the organization really didn't give a clear cut on what exactly was going to go on with their rookies. Like, when they gave Dylan Gabriel the opportunity, there was no clear path on why he was picked over Shedeur in the situation of allowing a rookie to go out there and play. That's my issue. If they gave a clear path, maybe I missed it, but to go from Joe Flacco to Dylan Gabriel, and then he stunk up the joint, and then now Shedeur, and he's balling. Yeah, we can say, okay, well, it's because he had extra reps, he had extra time and stuff like that. I can agree with that, but there was no clear path, and that's my problem with the organization. There's no clear path with anything with the Cleveland Browns. There's always question marks with every decision they make. Even them drafting him so damn low in the draft. Like, what the hell?
I mean, I have no retort for anything you just said. Like, I do feel that like the organization themselves they're being dysfunctional, but their dysfunction in this instance just so happened to help him a little bit because that's kind of how I was seeing. Like, is that I don't necessarily agree with how they handled it, but how they handled it ended up helping him a little bit. So
I can definitely agree with that. Go ahead, Mike. You was going to say something. I cut you off.
He had some flashes. That's what you're looking for in a rookie quarterback. He had some flashes. He deserves he deserves the reps, and he's earned them. I'm good job, Shadir.
Definitely. I don't remember what I was going to say, so I guess it ain't that important.
It's all good. It's all good. We're going to move on to the next topic. One of the games that we watched that was super entertaining as well was I can honestly say this was a complete banger, especially the fact that it was playing out there in the snow. We're talking about the Cincinnati Bengals versus the Buffalo Bills. And we know how it ended up. Buffalo ended up winning the game with the help of their incredible team, putting up incredible numbers in the second half. So I just want to know your take on it, Brandon. The Buffalo Bills beating the Cincinnati Bengals 34-39. What is your take on that game, and what'd you get from it?
I mean, what I got from it is it was great to have Josh find he's beaten all of the important quarterbacks in the NFL now. That was his first win against Joe Burrow. Yeah. So as far as I'm concerned, that was like a legacy game, and that's why I was especially loud when Christian Benford got that pick six. Like, oh my God,
that was crazy.
I was not just loud; I was loud for a while. I couldn't stop screaming. That was just. Wow, that was such a shift in the game. I don't think I've ever seen a play have me going like this. Fuck this season, fuck this team, fuck this game, and then all of a sudden, like, let's go. But like, I'm still not gonna sit here. Like, we're in fifth place. We don't have the division that we fumbled that away by pissing away the games against the Miami Dolphins and Atlanta Falcons. Like, New England's good enough that we say that. They beat us, and we shot ourselves in the foot. But they're a good enough team that it doesn't hurt as much to say they lost to them. And then the Texans that defense, no fucking joke. But it's just those two games. We needed them. We needed to be up in the conversation with Denver and New England for the number one seed, and we're really not unless we get a lot of help, which is probably not happening. So the one seed was the one thing that was going to make me feel different about this season. So it's feeling better now that Lamar, Joe, and Patrick are probably not going to be in the playoffs.
Right.
We will arguably have the best quarterback in the AFC, and that's going to be a big thing. But it's just one of those, show me. Do it when it matters, bro.
Yeah, I agree. And it's so funny because I was reading the text messages while the game was going on. I saw the different emotions. It was like 1 minute you're like, screw this team. They always do it, and then he went from that to and I'm like, oh, okay. And I felt the same way because I'm watching the game and I'm watching how the tide shifted when Joe Burrow,
it was so fast,
gave up those picks, and I'm just like, yo.
The Bengals, with 8 minutes left, were up by 10. With 3 minutes left, the Bills were up by 11. That's crazy.
And even the defense on the Bengals side kind of folded. They couldn't stop Josh Allen at all. He ran in for that touchdown. I was like, it's over. It's over. They're going to win this game.
Oh, no, I didn't yell. I didn't cheer that much with the Josh Allen run, to be honest. I was like, yeah, we're back in the game. But it was like, we have to stop Burrow, above all else. And then the pick six, I was like, that's when, we can win this now. And then we intercepted him the very next play. I was like, oh, shit, we're winning.
Their next drive got the ball back again.
Yeah, that was 2 interceptions, 2 plays. And those were his first 2 interceptions all year.
Wow. Very impressive.
That was I got to give it to Sean McDermott and Joe Brady. They coached their ass off yesterday.
That I will agree, and that's how you coach a game, ladies and gentlemen, because they didn't give up, they didn't give in, they put their best foot forward, and they believed. Mike, what is your take on that Buffalo Bills game with the Bengals losing? What was your take
Yeah,
on it?
I would say that yesterday's game um, is, he played well, Allen, but it's finally good to see their defense step up and help. Because let's be honest, that's what won the game is those two picks.
Yeah,
Like at that critical moment, the first pick just swayed the momentum. The second pick just took it all the way home. So you've got to give credit to their defense. Josh also had 3 passing touchdowns yesterday, and he rushed for a touchdown as well. So he did his part.
No turnovers.
And no turnovers. So,
by the way, apparently Christian Benford did not allow a single catch to Jamar Chase in coverage.
wow.
On top of the pick six and a sack.
So when you look
All
at
pro Benford.
So when you look at yesterday, it was a team effort. That's the thing. If it's all Josh Allen, they're not going to win. If Josh Allen plays poor and the defense plays good, they're not going to win. So, to me, yesterday was a team effort. They played well. I take that win with a little bit of a grain of salt because the Pittsburgh Steelers are in 4th and the Buffalo Bills are in 5th. And if we were to end today, we'd have to play Buffalo again. Lord knows we didn't play well against them last week. So, be that as it may, it was a very good showing, and it was a win that Allen needed for sure. Unfortunately, though, what's going to happen to him if he makes the playoffs, and the other 3 quarterbacks don't, right?
No, tell me.
You know what the narrative is going to be. We got to see him do it with all the big boys. That's going to be the narrative. They're going
I'll
to
be
change.
honest. I don't think that's the case. I don't think
Who's
that's
the other
the
big
case.
boy in the AFC that would be there?
What I'm saying to you.
All those other quarterbacks also got to prove too. We've never seen it from Bo Nix. Haven't seen it from Drake May. Haven't seen it from Trevor Lawrence. Haven't seen it from Justin Herbert. Haven't seen it from C.J. Stroud.
Yep.
That's the point. You just
So the narrative surrounds the whole AFC. Lamar,
they're gonna talk about the 3 that aren't there. That's the narrative they're gonna create.
Okay, and let me just kind of push back on that a little bit, real quick, right?
Oh, it's not me creating this narrative. That's
that's
general media.
Right, but this is why the media is shifting now, because there's a lot of people that keep giving those same talking points, right? But hear me out. You got Bo Nix, you got Drake May, and you have Josh Allen, right? AFC guys that are playing with a great team, great offense, great defense. Now, if any of those guys can make it to the AFC Championship and win it, then they prove that they're the best of the best. Because guess what? Patrick Mahomes didn't play good this season. The Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs didn't play good this season. The Bengals, they pretty much lost their chances when Joe Burrow went down with that foot injury. And guess what? Lamar Jackson's playing now, and he's playing like crap. So it's not about what happened in the past. It's what's happening right now. That's what matters. Because the best of the best is going to win this. Not just people that's like, oh, the same faces. Yeah, that's cool. But who would ever expect Drake May to be what he is today? I mean, I did it.
check the tape. They were my sleeper.
I believe you. But they definitely stepped up.
I didn't see it being this crazy, but I knew I picked them to go to the playoffs this year.
Right. But I do remember you mentioning them. I believe last season.
It was our
beginning of this season.
It was our opening episode for this season.
Yes, it was.
Sleeper. They were my sleeper.
You definitely did. So, but you get what I'm saying, though, Mike?
No, yeah.
The talking heads have to switch up their talking point because they're putting themselves way back into like the stone ages with this type of talk.
Yeah,
Patrick Mahomes is not coming through that door to win a championship in the AFC. He's not coming. He's done. He's cooked. Pack him up.
He's abstinent.
Yes. So I don't
He's
see
not
this.
coming.
So let's put a little flip on that.
Okay.
What's the narrative? So now that means, looking at this, Josh Allen is the best quarterback of what's there.
That means the narrative is if you don't get it done, the fuck.
Yeah, this is your time to do it. This is the time the Buffalo Bills got to close the deal. Okay? They got to ask the girl out and take her out on a date. Damn it. You can't just stand there and just pretend.
It's just infuriating that we didn't go all in at the trade deadline and go get like Jalen Waddle or somebody.
But I love what they got with Shavers, though. I think Shavers is a good
Did you check that all 22 of the Bills-Steelers game, Mike? I didn't get to I wasn't here for last week. But did you see my man Shavers run blocking? My guy is a force.
Yes.
Whoo, boy.
Let me tell you, as soon as the second half started, I stopped watching that game.
Oh, damn. What the hell?
When I texted Brandon in the group, I was like, and that first play happened and they scored, and I'm like, this game's over. Steelers ain't recovering from that.
Yeah, because that play knocked Rodgers out, and I was like, yeah, it's over now.
Even if that weren't the case, just them scoring off of that play.
It would have been poetic if there was some streak that he had or whatever. The Bills were the one that ended Brett Favre's Iron Man streak.
Wow.
It would have been a little poetic if we knocked him out for the year or something. Ended it.
All right, so let's move on to the next topic. Speaking of the Steelers and how they played, the Steelers play the Ravens, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if you guys know that, but they had a really, really important game, and the Steelers end up winning. The Steelers end up winning.
Put your head back on, bro.
27-22. I'll be honest, I was shocked when I saw how bad Lamar Jackson was playing. But Mike, the Steelers now move to 7-6. Another win in their pocket. What is your take on this game, and what is your take on the Steelers?
The way they played yesterday, if they could play like that every week, I would tell you they could win the Super Bowl. If they could play like that every week, I could tell you they could beat any team if they could play like that every week. Every week. You had Metcalf in there. You had Rodgers looking pretty good. They were running the ball quite well. They were blocking. I mean, they were doing everything right. And you know what's fucking hilarious? I have not seen Fire Tomlin since Sunday. I haven't seen it all week. I didn't hear the crowd chanting it. I haven't seen nothing at all. But yet last week when I was talking about it, just dancing around the question, I was looking that crazy because I do not believe that's the answer. It's funny how things change in a 7-day period. But unfortunately,
funny how things change in a month period. Jesus Christ, Indianapolis.
So, well, we gotta give credit. We gotta give credit where it's due, but we can't ignore some miscues by the officiating yesterday. We wouldn't be doing our job if we didn't talk about two plays that really swung this game. I wouldn't say swung, but contributed. Listen, I'm a Steelers fan. But since when is 2 full possession and 2 feet on the ground not a touchdown? Since when?
A football move in the end zone.
Yeah, but he didn't have full control, Mike.
I don't know.
He didn't have full control. I watched it over and over
because
again. And I'm like,
there was another play where Rodgers threw the ball, it got batted up, and suddenly it was a completion and then a sack. Then there was a field goal call in that game that the NFL said they got wrong, and it cost the Ravens points. There was some bad officiating yesterday. Luckily, we were on the right side of their bad officiating, but you
Gotta call a spade a spade.
Yeah, you got to call a spade a spade.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you got to get these calls right, whether it's right or wrong. But they played very well overall yesterday. And if they could play like that every week, they can compete with anybody. But now you're looking at a weird situation because next week, we play Miami Monday night. Play Miami at home. Shit, I forget who the Ravens play. But this is a game that they need to win. This is, and you know what scares me? This is the game that Pittsburgh will find a way to lose. Who plays Cincinnati? The Ravens? The Ravens play Cincinnati? Well, who knows if they're going to play? Because, Buffalo knocked it out of them. They're like, nah. But they might play just to keep Baltimore out, just to keep them miserable.
Not eliminated.
What happened?
Cincinnati is not eliminated. They can
Exactly.
Are they?
No,
they're not mathematically eliminated. They can still.
Are they? Fuck the mathematics. We're talking. Let's be realistic here. Fuck mathematics. Let's be realistic.
I mean, I've seen the Bills we had a
let's be realistic.
Playoffs and we won the division.
8 and 9 is not winning this division.
Oh, I mean, mathematically can happen.
It's not.
Probably not. I'm not arguing that it's going to happen.
We got to be realistic here. Now, for that, if they're not eliminated, okay. So they do have something to play for. Now I have to, they really did need that game against Buffalo. But I mean,
they did, but look, if they they play the Ravens next week.
Yes.
They play the Ravens next week.
Okay, that's a very important game, right? So if they beat them, they go up 5-9, and then the Ravens go down 6-8. So we're looking at the shift because the Ravens don't look good, man. The Ravens look like they just lost all hope and just gave up. I don't know what's going on. They can't score like they used to. Even with Derrick Henry turning up, he put up 90+ yards, and they still lost. So it just goes to show you this. Like it's more to it. So we can't eliminate them. Mathematically, they're still there, Mike.
Right, but I didn't say mathematically. I said realistically.
That is realistic.
Math is real.
Reality.
Math is real.
Math is real.
Both of y'all is crazy.
No, it's not crazy.
Oh, come on, bro.
Okay.
Hold on. Hold on. The Ravens' next 3 games is at Cincy, then the Patriots, and then the Packers.
That's a loss. Yeah, those are 3 losses. Those could easily be 3 losses. And now, guess what? The Cincinnati Bengals leapfrog and go right above the Ravens with those 3 losses. Because guess what? The Bengals' next 3 games is what? The Ravens, right? Then they got the Dolphins.
Winnable.
Okay. And then they got the Cardinals. They can win 2 out of 3.
They could win all 3.
They can win all 3. And then we're sitting here looking crazy because we're saying, oh, realistically, they're out of it. No, they can beat all 3 of those teams. But I believe in the Bengals more than I believe in the Ravens.
There's 4 games left, so like we can just say that what's the 4th game?
It's true. And then they got the Browns.
But wouldn't
they can
one
easily
win?
sweep those 4.
But wouldn't one win by Pittsburgh negate that for them?
It depends on who has the tiebreaker.
Right.
But could they catch them in record at that point? If they can't catch them in record at that point, it's over.
You're 2
Okay.
away.
So let's look.
Steelers need to win 2 games.
Yeah, so let's look at the Steelers, right? So the Steelers,
Math is real.
yeah, it's very real, especially now when it's coming down to 4 games. Look, the Steelers, they got the Dolphins, right, at home.
Then the Lions.
Then the Lions. They play in Detroit. Then you got the Browns, and then you got the Ravens again, the last game in January, right? Now, how many games do they need to take the division, Mike?
Listen, Tomlin. He going for all he needs is 2 out of them 4. He just want to get to 9.
He's on a crash course for 9-8 since last year.
He's just gonna be like, whatever it takes to get to 9, boys. That's what we need.
I don't care what we got to do. Just get to 9.
JJ
so
McCarthy would be proud.
So I can keep my damn job. That's his motivational speech. Guys, I need to get to 9 so I can keep my job.
If we win 9, we'll be fine.
Yeah, win 9, we'll be fine.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, man. All right.
He's got a poster of that somewhere in the stadium before they walk out and they all slap it.
They slap it when they're coming out. Like, yeah, win 9, we'll be fine. Let's go, fellas. Oh, man. All right.
9. Somewhere JJ McCarthy's crying.
Oh, man. All right. So, Brandon, what is your take on the Steelers and Ravens game?
It's these two just fight each other like hell, and the Steelers came out on top this time.
Yeah.
It's always close with these two, and Lamar is not healthy, and that's very clear. He's not the same.
Do we even know what his injury is? Because, I can't figure it out. He looks like he's just, out of it.
I don't know.
I can't figure it out. Did he go, with it? It was was it ankle? What was it?
But that shouldn't affect his decision-making and throwing.
Yeah, I know, but, there's got to be something else wrong with him. Because he's looking gimpy on the field.
I mean, ankle is for him. That's a big difference because that's part of his whole thing is that he's a good thrower because defenses are just so scared of him running around. If he can't run around, he really does have to become a true pocket passer. Which, he has shown that he can be a pocket passer, but that's because he has the threat of running, and defenses have to account for that.
So they're saying it was this injury is ankle and hamstring. So I guess
if that's hampering him, defenses aren't afraid of him to run it, and that's that's probably clogging up the passing lanes, and he's not used to having congested passing lanes like that.
Oh my God, yeah, it's looking bad. Speaking of bad, we're going to talk about, unfortunately, Danny Dimes, aka, he was aka.
This is the funniest shit in the fucking world.
He was AKA
not Danny Dimes getting injured.
No. Indiana Jones unfortunately went down with an Achilles injury. It's listed that he has a severe Achilles injury.
Yeah.
I was hoping that it was something else because that absolutely sucks. Brandon, what is your take on the Indianapolis Colts, Daniel Jones situation, and the future of the Indianapolis Colts?
I mean, which one of you sent the message today? Just an hour ago about the update. Yeah.
Oh, with Phillip Rivers.
With Phillip Rivers, yeah.
Oh, that is
the funniest possible thing that could have.
Come on.
Man, after just a month ago, they went all in, being like, "We're going for the Super Bowl, against Sauce Gardner and help it." And now it's just, holy shit! Everything has imploded. It's awful for them. Wow, has things turned quickly? You guys won the trade, very obviously, as far as I'm concerned. You're probably gonna get a top 20 pick now.
Probably, I hope so.
It's looking like that. I think they're falling out for sure. The whole time I was never really I want to see you do it for a whole season and then win like a playoff game, Danny Dimes. But like,
Right.
other than that, like, I was never really like Jonathan Taylor was the MVP of this team, and it was really defenses cued in on working on him and forcing him to make the plays, and now he's not even there, and now teams can really stack the box on Jonathan Taylor, and I can't see. There's never been I don't think there's ever been a player that has returned from more than 3 years of retirement, and this would be like 5 for Philip Rivers. Them getting back Philip Rivers before Andrew Luck is diabolical. Like, like I just can't.
Luck's like, no, I don't want to play.
No, it's so I feel so bad, but it's just wow. I the whole time I was like, I don't buy it, and it once again became so much more funny than I thought it ever could have been.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I mean, I pray for Indiana Jones. I hope he's okay. He'll be okay. Unfortunate, but just holy shit, has that situation? They went from the first seed to real fast.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. And what makes it even worse is, like you said, Andrew Luck just retired. Like, I'm talking about like out of nowhere. He said, "You know what?
That was heartbreaking. Even as a Bills fan, I was sad to see that, man.
He was great. He was great for not only his play on the field, but also off the field.
He was a great dude.
Yeah,
every time you ever heard of him, he was just nice as fuck.
Yeah, and I remember the commercial he had with Joe Flacco back in the days. It was just really cool.
Hell yeah!
Because he was almost the face of the league. He was that good.
Yeah, he was getting there.
He was that good, and at 36 years old, you would think he'd be the first choice over Phillips Rivers, who's 44, almost 10 years older than him. 10 years older. I mean, my guy is almost 50, and he's about to try out for the freaking Indianapolis Colts. This is ridiculous, man.
Dude hung out with all those kids for a couple of years and was like, "Fuck this."
He's like, "Yeah, this is too much. I gotta go back to work. He's got like what, 13 kids?
Oh, there's a whole graphic that I'll find on the internet where it was like, where it's like age, number, like Super Bowl wins and then kids.
Oh my God, that's crazy. But Mike, what is your take on Andrew Luck? Wow. Daniel Jones and the Indianapolis Colts and their future.
Let's go to the bathroom real quick. Sorry.
Yeah. Yep. Well, when it comes to the Colts, they were predicated on Jonathan Taylor. He hasn't played well the last few games. He hasn't had those big yards. So when you have that to hide behind, you can hide a lot of Daniel Jones's weaknesses. Now, this is bad for them because they still believe he's the reason why they were 7-1 and now they're 8-5. So now in the last 5 games, you're 1-4. And you've obviously lost the top spot in the AFC. You obviously lost your quarterback. So now you need to do something that's not Philip Rivers, for one, because honestly, the year that Philip Rivers left, you should have brought him back, because if his receiver didn't drop the ball in the end zone in that playoff game, it went right through his hands. It's a perfect pass back in the end zone. We're talking about a difference here, because that Colts team that year was good, and it was on the arm and back of funky throwing Philip Rivers. That man, the way he throws the ball is weird.
Yeah.
So, when you look at that from that, angle, I think they have a lot to work with. I think they have a lot they can do and a lot they need to do. But Philip Rivers isn't it. I'm not saying by any means you should pack this season up, but it's over.
Wow.
It's over. Jacksonville now is 9-4 to their 8-5, which means even though they have 1 game on you, they really have 2. Or I don't know. Did they play each other twice already?
Who's that? Jacksonville?
Jacksonville and the Colts?
I believe they did. I got to double check.
So, so now I'm going to look. So now when you look at it, Colts schedule, nope, they have one game left. So on the 28th. So when you look at the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Colts, even if they are to catch up, technically they have two games on them because even if they had the same record before that game, they would have that current tiebreaker in head to head. So I think what they really just need to do is pack this season up, like ultimately. Give up? No. But you're definitely not going to do what you were doing through the first 8 weeks. Because like I always say with football, it ain't about how you start, it's about how you finish. And take that from me, a Steelers fan who's watched the team start 9-3 and end 10-7, and another team start 11-0 and end 12-4, and both of those years get bounced in the first round. Finishing is important. These games are important. December is important. People think it's not. And that's why it pisses me off when people say regular season don't matter. It matters.
It matters in football. It matters in all sports, but especially football.
As a Bills fan, I'm all I hear is, "Can you do it in the playoffs against Mahomes?"
Well,
that's all I got to hear. I don't want to fucking hear that. I'm sorry. I don't want to fucking hear that. Regular seasons matters. Okay, then let's. Yeah, that's all. That's the only thing I hear about anything Bills related, anywhere media wise, on social media. Any sort of comment from anyone outside of a Bills Mafia will be like, "Well, can you do it when it matters against Mahomes in the playoffs?" Well, fuck anything. Josh Allen is now on pace for his 6th consecutive 40 touchdown season. No one else in the league has more than 1 in a row.
Wow.
Yeah. Like, this is what I'm saying. This is why I'm like, this dude is getting so disrespected by a lot of people because, like, yeah, I get it. He hasn't shown, he hasn't got it done when it matters. But if he is if he has to have this narrative where it's only that, then, like, you can apply that to everybody.
Of course.
Yeah, exactly. And that's, so I agree that regular season matters. It's just very frustrating as a Bills fan having to hear that because that's all I hear is, nothing you do in the regular season matters unless you get it done. Yes, I get it.
Yeah, that's definitely common sense, but it's funny because people only say that when they're trying to switch up the narrative.
I mean, it is the narrative. Don't get me wrong. It is the narrative.
Well, they say that they want the narrative to fit their argument.
Right, fit their argument. Exactly. That's what I mean.
We're in an era where, unfortunately, Super Bowls mean more than anything else.
Right. And they don't even care about, like, the records or...
Super Bowls mean more than everything else combined. That's what it is. Like,
yeah. And that's the thing. It's like, all right, so are we going to look at quarterbacks like... what was the Philadelphia Eagles quarterback that won?
McNabb.
No, not McNabb.
Marino, Kelly.
The last one that won besides Jalen Hurts. What was the guy?
Foles?
Nick Foles. Do we look at Nick Foles as a top 20 quarterback? He got a ring.
You look Phil Simms as a top 20 quarterback.
Like, Trent Dilfer has a ring, guys.
Exactly.
Let that sink in. Trent Dilfer has a ring and Dan Marino doesn't.
Exactly. That's why I don't listen to what everyone says about the championships is everything. Yeah, that's true to a certain degree, but you also got to look at the damn numbers and what they did and what their impact is. Because you can just be one of those quarterbacks at the right place at the right time.
That also would mean Robert Ory's better than Michael Jordan, just saying.
Exactly. You got 7 rings. But here's the deal. Fun fact, guys. Did you know that Phillip Rivers was playing with quarterbacks back in 2004, like Dante Culpepper, Brett Favre, even quarterbacks like Josh McCown and Drew Bledsoe? That is crazy. So we're talking about bringing one of those guys back.
Doug Flutie was probably still in the league.
He probably was. I know Vinny Testaverde was.
Yes, he was. Yes, yep. Steve McNair.
Yep, Steve McNair. Yeah, I mean, what are we doing? What are we doing? He's 44.
I mean, to be fair, they can't trade for anyone.
But there's other quarterbacks. Go find one.
Who?
He's 44.
Colin Kaepernick. Let's go.
No, hell no. Hell no. That scam artist? Oh, I can't stand that. Anyway, we'll move on because I don't want to even go there. I'm trying not to get banned.
I'm so mad.
Oh man, that just sent me. Okay, anyway. All right. Texas, the Texans versus the Chiefs. Oh man, that dude never wanted to play football. We know it. That guy never wanted to play football, Mike. You know it. You know he didn't want to play football.
Ben Simmons' brother.
Yes,
Ben
exactly. Ben Kaepernick. That's his name. Oh man.
Colin Simmons.
I'm like Ben Simmons. I don't play games.
Yeah, I never even when I heard that. I said that, yo, what made that even worse was I didn't even finish listening to it. I sent it to you right away. And I was like, yo, just listen to this. Just don't just listen to it. You gotta hear this part. You're gonna know what part as soon as you hear it.
Instantly I knew what it was. Oh man. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, if you ever want to get me upset, please talk about freaking Colin Kaepernick. That
This is news to me.
yeah. I get it. And you didn't know. I give you a pass. It's not your fault. But that he pisses me off because he could have been with the Jets. And I know it's like, oh, that's your team. No, listen. They offered him an opportunity to play football. What the hell?
After all that?
After all that, they said, come to the Jets and play. He just completely discarded. And I'm not even going to go down that road.
I didn't hear that. That's I didn't hear about that.
Yeah. They offered him a contract. He turned it down. If you
did it ever who did he? I heard he had wanted to play. Did it was he one of these pretentious dicks? Like, I want to play for this team. Like, no, you don't have many opportunities, bro. If you want to play, you got to play. Like,
no, he wanted it his way or no way. That's what it boiled down to. He didn't even
want it, but he doesn't have that leverage. Never.
Yeah, and that's the thing that pissed me off because I'm like, I get why you feel this way because you're a quarterback.
So, I mean, everyone knows his name. Like, we all know, like, he's going to be for, like, that name's going to be known for a long time, I feel.
Yeah, but he's known for something that's non-football related. But the point is, when he had an opportunity to play football, the Jets offered him a damn contract. And he said, no, I will not take it. At that point, I realized he was the biggest scammer in NFL history.
Yeah, I didn't realize he was actually offered anything after that. Like,
oh yeah,
okay.
He was definitely. And there was another team as well. There's a few other teams as well, but definitely the Jets offered him a contract.
Oh, that's ass.
Yep. But anyway, moving on. We got the Texans versus the Chiefs. What a disappointing game for the Chiefs, man. They only scored 10 points. And you know what? Honestly, I think it's over. I think Patrick Mahomes' run to the AFC Championship is over. What is your take on that, Mike?
I think we have to, for yesterday's game, we have to credit the defense. They picked him off 3 times and made him uncomfortable, and they never got a rhythm in the game. It was very, very bad performance from the Chiefs when they went into this game, knowing they had to win it. Especially when you're talking a wild card matchups now, they have none of them. The only one they would have is the Colts, and they would need the Colts to win their division in order to have that. Or they would need Jacksonville to win and the Colts to win enough to give them an opportunity at having that. They need a lot of help.
Right.
I'm not ready to say their run or their time is over. I think that's premature, but this season is over. I'm comfortable in saying that because I do believe that the Kansas City Chiefs will win another championship maybe next season or the season after that. I do believe somehow they'll figure out a way to win another one. But they definitely need to make some sort of changes. I don't know what those are because I mean you still have Mahomes, who on the year is throwing 28 touchdowns. It was 7 interceptions before last night. Now it's 10. You still have Kelsey. I mean, he's older. We get that. Hollywood Brown, Rice, Pacheco. Kareem Hunt's played well for you. You still have Chris Jones, Andy Reid. So, you signed all these guys in hopes that you believed as long as you got Mahomes, Chris Jones, and Reid that you could win another Super Bowl. And that won't come to fruition this season. But I want you guys to just hear this, okay? I want you just to hear this because, we understand that they're not playing very well, okay? But I want you to just listen to this. So now, this is I'm just reading off their losses right here, okay? So week 1, they lost I think it was the Chargers, 27-21. Then they lost to the Eagles, 2017. They lost to the Jaguars, 31-28. They lost to the Bills, 28-21. Broncos, 22-19. Lost to the Cowboys, 31-28. Lost to the Texans, 2010. Those are their losses. So what it tells me is, a lot of people are happy. Well, let me correct it. Most Buffalo fans are happy that they're losing. But guess what? That shows me that even though they're losing games, you go back a season, right? Let's go back one season. The Chiefs win 27-20 against the Ravens. Chiefs win 26-25 against the Bengals. Chiefs win 22-17 against the Falcons. Chiefs win 17-10. Chiefs win 28-18. Chiefs win 27-20. Chiefs win 30-24. Chiefs win against the Broncos 16-14. Chiefs win 30-27. See the difference? They're always there. They're always there. It's just they forgot how to get on the right side of the game when it's over. And that is why they're not done altogether. Because based on even what I just read this season, this team could easily have 10 wins. They could easily have 10 wins right now.
What is this play, bro?
So
did you guys see that? What the fuck?
Wow.
Holy shit. That was too wild. I couldn't not react.
Wow.
That was diabolical.
Jalen Hurts, man. This guy.
I couldn't not. That was insane.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's my opinion.
Sorry.
They're not.
I lost composure. That was crazy.
They're not out of it, but we're good. But they're out of it for this season.
Okay, and I agree to a certain extent, but my question is, what changes can they make that could put them over, that could get them back to where they were in the AFC Patrick Mahomes Invitational?
Well, if you're not going to make the personnel changes, right, you need to go back to certain things that you were doing that was winning that the Chiefs don't do. That's while they're losing.
My opinion, you need to get younger at certain positions.
Yeah.
That's part of it. But, if you can't do that, right, let's just hypothetically say you can't do that, right?
No.
Or you don't.
And they're out for at least next year, too.
You have to do some of the things that got you there. They don't take shots down the field that often anymore. They don't run RPOs that often anymore. They don't use play action. They don't use the trick plays. So when you're not doing those things that made you dynamic and you've become one-dimensional, you're easier to figure out. They're trying these, those plays that were working. They're trying these little short passes and stuff. Yeah, sure. You wanted to show that you could win without the sexy play, but guess what? Now you've gotten so far from that now you're one dimensional. So until they figure out how to become dynamic again, they're gonna be here, regardless if they get younger or not. It still has to come down to you have to play the game more Chief style versus what the other team wants you to do. For Christ's sake, you lost to the Cowboys, Kansas City.
Yeah, and
God,
then they turn around and lost to the damn Texans.
Shame.
It's getting
Shame.
ridiculous out here. But Brandon, what is your take? Like, do you feel that it's over for the Kansas City Chiefs? And
I feel they are mathematically alive. And I feel like the reason they're losing so many close games this year is because the law of averages. Math
What's
is
the best song
real.
released?
I don't know what that was.
it was my fault. I hit a button on my phone.
No worries. So this was just bound to happen because law of averages say if you have one extreme where they won 11 one-score games last year out of 11, they were bound to lose some this year. It's just how math works. So they are not out of it per se. They really, really need the Eagles to win this game that's currently playing. But I do think it is not. I don't think they're getting in. I think it is over because of who they've lost to. They have lost to all of the important teams that are in front of them, minus the Ravens, I guess. But like the Ravens are basically fighting for the AFC North rather than a wild card. Like I think they are officially like you're in trouble and you need help on top of winning, and I don't think they're going to get it.
yeah, I definitely get what you're saying, and I also get what you're saying, Mike. But it just seems like this team, it happens all the time with dynasties. They run their course.
You
They
can't
run their course. They run out of energy. They run out of juice.
I mean, Mike called it for sure this year. He said they were going to run out of juice, and really does look like they did.
And it happens.
Who ran out of juice?
You said at the beginning of the season you didn't think the Chiefs were going to have enough juice to get to the Super Bowl this year, and you appear to be right.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't see it happening like this, but I did believe that they were going to definitely take a step back because, like you said, like I said, they won 2 Super Bowls they shouldn't have won as well. Like let's keep it a stack. Like they won those 2 they won, like the one after Hill left, and then definitely the one after that one was like, how the hell did they win that? But you could see in the game against Philly last year or earlier this year in February, last season technically, there was something wrong, and they just went down a rabbit hole. But like I said, it's far over for the Chiefs collectively to me, but this season, like you say, mathematically, realistically, it's over.
Can I ask you guys it's mostly a Bills question, but it involves the Chiefs. Can I ask you a question based on that?
Yeah.
What would you guys find to be more impressive or better for the legacy of Josh Allen? Would you rather the Bills have won the 1 seed this year and then have beaten Patrick Mahomes in the AFC Championship game after getting like an easy, 4 or 5 seed to take care of in the divisional, and they beat Patrick Mahomes in the championship, and then whatever they do in the Super Bowl is irrelevant? Or the wild card and then just win 3 road games to get to the Super Bowl?
I'm going with the second one. Simply because you're going up against the odds. You're swimming upstream, and you're actually proving that you're worthy of winning a championship. Because if you win a championship like that, then you get all the credit. I mean, regardless if you win a championship or regardless either way to win a Super Bowl, but especially when you're on the road and you're beating the home team every single time, yeah, you deserve all the credit.
All right.
And that's
How about you,
impressive.
Mike?
What was the first scenario again?
The Bills were to have won the 1 seed. They get say we got to play the Steelers at home in the divisional. We take care of business. And then we get the Chiefs in our house and we finally get over the hump. Or what looks like is going to be the case where we get the wild card 5 seed and then just win each game on the road.
Yeah, the second scenario is always the more legacy defining one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not to discredit if you do something well in the regular season and you earn the 1 seed. I don't want to make that look like that's an easy feat or not important. But when I look at the Super Bowl the Steelers won in 2008, where we were 8-8, 6 seed. Had to go and win 3 road games in the Super Bowl. That is more defining, than what you call it. Or that was actually, I'm sorry, that was 05. I'm sorry when that happened. That was 05. That's more defining than the 1 seed because you scratched and clawed.
It's not so much the 1 seed; it's getting over Mahomes.
Right.
It's finally getting over that hump.
You ain't got to worry about him this year.
Well, I know. That's why I'm asking him. Like,
Exactly.
if which scenario would have been better for Josh Allen's legacy to have gotten over Mahomes, or to go on this run that is equally awesome?
I still think the second one.
Okay, so bring it on. Let's go.
Yeah, I agree, and I
Okay.
definitely get what you're saying because that makes perfect sense.
I love it. I'm here for it.
Yeah,
Give me. God, this is the best shot we've got. We've got to do it. It has to be this year. It's been a weird NFL year. What better year to have a team win their first ring?
yeah, this is perfect. This is perfect time. I mean, the only challenge I would say is in the way, and that's not really a challenge because the AFC is kind of wide open. No, I would say
Houston
this.
scares the shit out of me. That defense.
I don't trust. I just don't trust C.J. Stroud. I don't.
It's the defense, and the Bills have not won there since 2005.
Oh yeah,
in Houston.
That might be there.
That's like kind of our house of horrors. So as a Bills fan, I'm horrified of Houston right now, actually, unless we get them at home.
But
So,
I will say, you got to include the Patriots. I hate to say it, but
we'll see. Let's see how next week goes.
Yeah, let's see. We'll definitely see, and that tells a lot about what's
both of our teams.
For both of them, yeah. There's a few other topics I wanted to cover, but for the sake of time, I wanted to kind of jump ahead of them. Let's talk about the Bears and the Packers. Last night, or in the afternoon, I should say, they played against each other. A very important game for the Packers, a very important game for the Bears. The Bears end up losing to the Packers 21-28 there in Lambeau Field. What is your take, Brandon, on this game? Like, do you think this was a defiant game for either team, or do you think this was just a regular season game that just didn't really matter?
I mean, of course it mattered. I mean, this game had playoff implications. It definitely mattered, and it's a divisional game. Those always matter. But it's just like you want to see Caleb Williams really, really put the whole thing together, and it just I feel like every time I watch a Bears game, his completion percentage is around like 50%. He's in it and then he's out of it. He's streaky. He's bad. Like you want more from him, and like the Bears are doing enough to win the games, but they're not winning these important ones. And it starts to. I'm starting to worry that they might be kind of like a Miami Dolphins where they're really good at beating bad teams, but when it comes to the good teams, like
it's a good point. That is a good point. Mike, what is your take on the Bears and Packers?
You have to look at the biggest thing what this loss did. it knocked the Bears from first to seventh
Like, this playoff race is crazy. I love it.
Yeah, that's
for
ridiculous.
losing one game. Now, both of you, who did I pick in the NFC the beginning of this season?
I
To
thought
come
didn't,
out?
didn't a lot of us choose the Rams?
Yeah.
But I picked another sleeper.
Was it
You
the
remember?
Lions? No,
It was
I don't
Green
remember.
Bay. It was Green Bay that I called
That's
that.
what I picked too, if I recall.
I picked Green Bay as the sleeper, as the team. I believe that Jordan Love would have this amazing season and that the Green Bay Packers would be able to at least threaten the Lions. And they've superseded my expectations. Now, I know like the distribution of Jordan Love stats is strange, but what you may not know is he has a 105 passer rating. He has thrown for 3,028 yards, and he has a 22-4 ratio touchdowns to interceptions. So
What was the touchdown interception ratio?
22-4 for this season. So so when I look at this man, and I look at the last 3 seasons, this could be his best season yet. 2023 was 41-59, 32-11. So, I don't know if he'll reach the 4,000 yard mark. That's yet to be seen, but that's one. 2, yes. This is big because, like I
Another
said,
interception.
this is big because it's knocked them. Like I said, it's knocked them the Bears from first to last, and that's a scary place to be when Detroit is right there, a game behind you. Carolina is still in the mix. They're still in the mix of their division, and I hope we can squeeze in. I just want to make one take about Tampa Bay's loss because that loss was very big yesterday, considering the facts. But yeah, they went from first to last. So to me, yesterday's game, it told us that Chicago, to Brandon's point, isn't ready when it matters. I credit Ben Johnson. He's done phenomenal with this team. Caleb is showing he deserves to be a quarterback in this league, that he's a first overall pick, but they're not ready. They're not ready. You got to win that game yesterday. You got to
Speaking of
win.
not ready. There was just a take fumble on the Chargers after Jalen Hurts threw an interception. So this game was
Jesus.
sloppy ass game. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
So when I look at it, Green Bay's in a very good position, and Chicago needs to really, with these last 4 games, figure out. And they got another game against Green Bay, not this week, next week.
Right.
So they need to really just figure out, okay, how are we going to be on the other side? Because if they lose that game, and in my opinion, they are, but they lose that game, obviously the division is lost at that point. And Green Bay will probably have it locked up with a win over them in that game.
Okay. All right. Once again, because of the sake of time, I don't want to take up too much time because we're running a little late into it. Is there anything you guys want to cover or share or anything like that?
Want to talk about Tampa Bay real quick, losing to the Saints yesterday.
Yes.
That is huge. That is a huge loss. Tampa Bay, a few short weeks ago, we were talking, they were what, 6-3 or something like that. And we were talking about
5-1.
they were 5-1.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, something crazy.
We were talking about Tampa Bay and Baker being an MVP candidate. What I seen yesterday was god awful. Oh my God, it was horrible. And the fact that right now there's a scenario in this world where the Carolina Panthers can not only make the playoffs, but can win the division.
And have a home playoff game.
But did not call it. But did not
You
call
did.
it. I told you guys. I said those Carolina Panthers are getting hot. They're getting hot at the right time.
Get him, Raj.
And now we're seeing exactly what that division is. It's wide open. So we'll see what happens.
And the Panthers' final 4 games is at New Orleans. Then they got the Bucks again at home. Then they got the Seahawks and the Bucks. So they still got to play the Buccaneers twice. So I'm telling you,
saucy.
That last January 4th.
Both those games going for the division. Let's go.
January 4th is going to be for all the marbles.
That might be the Sunday night game.
It might be.
Yeah, I seen they flex something week 16.
They put Ravens and Patriots into Sunday night.
Who was there before? Do you know?
Definitely. It was Bengals and Dolphins, I think.
Oh, God, yeah. All right, that's a good flex then.
All right.
I mean, I'm not going to lie. They usually do a good job at the flexes. It usually is worthwhile of the flexes.
But I'm all right. There's nothing else I want to cover.
We did bring up the word MVP came up. Who would you guys put as the MVP frontrunner right now?
Well, I mean, if you would have asked me last week, it would have been Jonathan Taylor. I think I did say Jonathan Taylor. But this week, I got to roll with the Pat Stafford himself, the Matt Stafford. Matt Stafford's the MVP in my eyes, in my book. You know, he's been playing phenomenal football, and he's definitely one of the best quarterbacks in the game.
Yeah, I would go with Stafford. Obviously, Drake May's in that conversation as well. And maybe even Jordan Love is in that conversation as well for those 3 guys.
Oh, in a dark horse MVP, I would say Myles Garrett.
Josh Allen leads the league in total touchdowns. Again.
I won't be mad if he win. I won't be mad at all.
I'm not gonna lie. He has too many turnovers. Matt Stafford's the guy right now, but I'm always gonna root for my guy.
Of course. He's playing lights out.
Yeah, he's got I think 34 total touchdowns, 6 away in 4 games. That's no question. He's hitting 40 for the 6th consecutive year. If
just passing,
bar none, top 10 quarterback of all time.
Is that just passing, or that's collective passing and rushing?
Collective running and touching. But he's the first quarterback to do 4 consecutive years. He's about to hit 6.
Awesome.
It's crazy.
And there's no other quarterback currently that has more than 1.
That goes to show you playing at a whole different level.
He is the best.
Definitely. Yeah. I got the list up here. Let's go through the picks for next week or this week.
Okay. And then our players.
We're going to start with the Thursday night game. Falcons at Buccaneers.
I'm rolling with the Bucks.
I agree.
I feel like the Bucks are falling, and I kind of feel the Falcons on this one.
The way they looked yesterday.
They're terrible. But division games, they be weird.
Yeah, that's true.
I just can't.
I don't blame
you, Kirk.
Hey, he's good for one random good-ass game a year. Maybe it's next week.
Jets at Jacksonville.
Let's go Jacksonville.
Yeah. I mean, is that biased, Raj, or
No. I'm saying it because they're good.
We know you're rooting for Jacksonville.
I'm picking Jacksonville as well. God, I don't even want to read this one. Washington at the Giants.
Oh man, the injury bowl.
Just light the stadium on fire.
Yeah, no, I don't want to see
the stadium on fire.
Yeah, both of those guys are banged up. Yeah, give me the Giants.
Yeah, the Giants got Jackson Dart. I'm taking Jackson Dart over Mariota.
But Jackson Dart need to learn how to slide, man. It's ridiculous.
Ryan Fitzpatrick went his whole career without sliding.
Yeah, you see what he is.
Awesome. Like,
he's not playing in the league. No, I'm playing. He had a great career. He had a great career.
great is over. He had a career.
He had a great career playing for the Jets.
Career. You have to be,
He played great for the Jets.
He really did. He played some of his best ball for you guys for sure. Like,
so I always love Ryan.
I was rooting for him when he was playing for you guys. He is forever a member of Bill's Mafia. We love him so much. Ryan is the best. Like, nothing but respect and love for Fitz.
Cleveland at Chicago.
Give me Chicago.
Ooh. Could this be another?
Could this be a
Shadur legacy game?
They need a bounce back win bad.
They do. Miles Garrett could be up Caleb's ass.
Yeah, I'm going.
I don't know. I'm taking the Bears. I'm taking the Bears.
Taking the Bears as well.
I was trying to stir the pot.
Baltimore at Cincinnati.
Oh man, I'm rolling with Cincy. They need.
I'm rolling with Cincy too. Cincy looked better in their loss than Baltimore did.
If they didn't choke up and give those 2 interceptions,
I'm just gonna say for the sake of keeping things interesting, Cincinnati.
Okay.
Arizona at Houston.
Houston.
I'm rolling with Houston.
I agree, Houston. Chargers at Kansas City.
I'm taking Kansas City. I think Chargers gonna not pull through. I swear, I just don't trust them.
Chargers.
Oh, they might not even win this game.
Chargers. Give me the Chargers.
I'm gonna take Kansas City. Woo! This one's gonna be a good one. And the fact that this one's at 1:00 should be is a crime. Buffalo at New England.
I mean, admittedly, they're probably not going to put both of our games on Sunday night because we did play Sunday night earlier this year. But them not flexing us to 4 is stupid.
They got Monday night.
The flexing to a different day is bullshit, to be honest. Like for the fans that paid money to be there.
It's not like they haven't done it before.
They have. I just didn't like their decision to do it when they did it.
They do it all the time. It's not good.
I'm taking New England. We're not a good road team right now.
I don't know. It's a 50-50 game. I'm going to roll with the Bills.
See, New England's overdue for an L.
That's what I'm saying.
Coming off the bye, I'm gonna take Josh Allen in Buffalo. Las Vegas at Philly.
Philly.
What day is that for? It's Sunday, right?
Yeah, that's 1:00.
Oh, 1:00. Where are they, in Philly?
Give me a second.
Yeah, they're in Philly. I'm going with Philly.
I'll roll with Philly. I don't want to be too contrarian. Philly is.
Ooh, another good one. Green Bay at Denver.
Man, the boring bowl. Probably gonna end up 0-7. Final score.
He said, "Oh man, the boring bowl."
I was just about to say this about to be the ugliest game in the fucking world.
They're not gonna score. You know that.
The game. It's gonna be final score 6-4.
Yeah, something crazy.
Crazy. 2 safeties.
Yeah.
Slam the damn unders. Yeah. Give me.
No, not a safety. A safety, not 2 safeties. A safety and a blocked extra point for a touchdown.
Oh, damn.
Jeez.
Damn. Yeah, give me Green Bay.
Oh, God. Would that not be and then against 2 field goals?
We don't want to see that. I don't want to see that.
There better be mud everywhere.
That's what I'm saying. It better be snowing outside. It better be a snowstorm. I'm talking about like old school 1980s snowstorm.
Oh man, how'd that happen?
That is
I'm Denver's also due for a loss. I'm going with Green Bay.
Yeah, that's why I'm going with Green Bay because Denver's. I just can't get over Bo Nix being the quarterback and him getting away with the crap he's getting away with. He's not that good. He's really not that good.
I be telling you, he's the new Tim Tebow, bro.
It's getting ridiculous. Like they're winning games. I'm like, how?
It's the defense.
I
That's
sound
how
like a
Tim
hater.
Tebow won.
It's the truth.
That's all that is.
I feel like that. I feel like that Breaking Bad meme. He keeps getting away with. He can't keep getting away with this. Like he can't keep getting away with this.
I recently rewatched that series recently, and that scene slaps. I love it to me.
Facts.
That's so funny.
Facts.
Good call, back.
Oh, Detroit at the Rams.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Give me the Rams. I don't believe in Detroit either. I hate to say it. I know R&B's watching. I just don't believe they can beat teams like the Rams.
In Los Angeles.
Oh, that's still a home game for Detroit, though.
Oh.
You know what? I'm taking Detroit. I don't know. I feel like lightning in a bottle is going to strike. Their offense is going to feel it. Just
I'm going to take the Rams. But you know why? Because Detroit got to play Pittsburgh the week after that. So the Rams going to win and piss them off, and then they're going to fuck us up. That's what's going to happen.
Damn.
I have no retort.
That's what's going to happen. Carolina and New Orleans.
Give me the Panthers, man.
I'm rooting for this Carolina Chiefs meme to continue. It has at least one more week in it. Let's make it two.
A very important game for them too.
I'm going with Carolina as well. Oh God. Excuse me. Colts at the Seahawks.
Give me Seahawks. Colts are wrapped up. They're trying to pull out a 45-year-old to play football. They're done. They're cooked.
Yeah. And unfortunately, this is going to continue the narrative that Sam Darnold's not winning any games that matter, really, because out of conference and you're going to be playing a backup. Yeah, we expect you to win this one.
Yep.
Got to win the games you're supposed to.
Which he is doing, to his credit.
Tennessee at San Fran.
It's San Fran.
San Fran.
Would love to see a Cam Ward legacy game, but I don't know.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. Yeah, no, not this. Not today. Not this week. Wait a minute. Oh, okay. Vikings at Cowboys Sunday night. Jesus.
Speaking of Cam Ward, hold up. We keeps getting overshadowed by Shadur. He played well and won against Shadur, and we talked about Shadur, and he's the first round pick.
That's a fact.
Poor fucking guy.
That is true. That's very true. Shout out to Cam Ward, man.
Damn.
And pulled off a win.
Yeah. So, good job, Cam. What was
True,
the game?
true.
Sorry, Mike. Just had to throw that in there.
Oh, you're good. I got to go with them boys.
Cowboys versus who?
The Vikings.
Oh, yeah. You know what? Yeah, we got to roll with the Cowboys. I hate to say it. Because
I'll admit JJ finally looked decent in this past game, but yeah, no. Cowboys
I feel bad for Jetta, man. I really do. I feel bad for Justin Jefferson.
I will happily take another disgruntled Vikings wide receiver.
Yeah, I think that would be perfect for you guys.
I would love to see Jay Jettas in a Bills uniform.
And I'll be 1,000% honest with you. That would be the wide receiver I would love to see with Josh Allen. Because
put him anywhere. Anywhere that man's getting.
He's already doing everything. And plus he's super cool. He's coachable.
I've never
And
seen a Bills player do the gritty before.
Well, hey, this might be the first if they can get him.
As long as it's not ever Mike Gesicki, we're good.
I actually like this gritty though. It's
Really?
yeah,
Really?
yeah,
Really? Dang.
yeah. And
Oh,
it's
man.
it's weird, but he got it.
I feel like he doing it like if I was doing it, man. Like my hips don't lie. I'm white. Like
It's so is he, but he's doing it. He's doing it the right way though. I mean, not like he's not doing it like, you know what I'm saying, like just
exactly. Like
he's
he's
doing
doing it like a white person does it. Like
but he got swag. He got swag. I like it.
he's got the confidence. I'll give him that.
There you go. There you go. That's all that matters to me.
All right, I'll give it to you.
Oh, trust me, I've seen some bad gritties.
I did. To his credit, I have seen worse.
That's what I'm saying.
I saw one. There was one in college earlier this year. That was that's horrible.
That's what I'm saying. It's definitely
to his credit, it's not the worst.
Yeah. But sorry, Mike.
oh, you're good.
There was Mac Jones one in the Pro Bowl a few years ago.
Oh no, that was horrible. He might as well just did the moonwalk.
Oh man. Last one is Miami at Pittsburgh.
This one's saucy. I'm not gonna lie.
Miami at Pittsburgh. I'm rolling with Pittsburgh because Dolphins don't really do well in the cold.
Yeah, at Pittsburgh.
And the colder it is, the worse they play.
If this was Miami, I would take
see the
Miami,
Jets.
I think. But no, Pittsburgh, sure. 2 more picks for Tua.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah. That's what I roll. That's all the games for the week. That was the Monday night game.
All right. Excellent. Let's go to one of our players that we remember. We're gonna start with Brandon. Go ahead.
Wild. Just because we're watching the Eagles right now, and that I didn't actually pick a player, and I'm just picking off the top of my brain, I'm gonna go with Brian Dawkins.
Okay.
Homie was absolutely a savage playing safety. I remember, back in the early 2000s on those Donovan McNabb teams we, brought up earlier in the show. Homie was locking it down, always up in the run game. Dude making hard hits back when you could really make the hard hits. So Brian Dawkins was fun to watch.
I'll give you that.
This game is drunk, bro.
Yeah, there's way too many turnovers.
This shit is wild.
This is like kids playing in the backyard.
Facts. This is the Thanksgiving Bowl right now.
Right.
Feel the authority.
You got one, Mike? I got one.
First
I'm sure.
turnovers in first half. Jesus Christ.
I got to roll with my guy, Vinny Testaverde. Vinny Testaverde from Brooklyn. You got to roll with him. New York Jets legend. I know he didn't get drafted by the Jets, but damn it, he might as well have been drafted by the Jets because we adopted him as soon as he came to New York back in 1998. Pro Bowler. Man, he went out there. He put up some incredible numbers. Over 3,200 yards. What was it? Back in 98, put up 29 touchdowns. Only had 7 interceptions. At that time, I was in 8th grade, right? And I'll be honest, I thought we found our franchise quarterback. I thought we had him. Vinny Testaverde from Brooklyn. That was my guy, forever my guy. I don't care we didn't win the title with him. It's fine. We're the Jets. But that's the guy that I remember for my pick.
I'll pick a little cliche this week, but man, I really miss that Killer B era, man. And I'm going with Le'Veon Bell this week.
See, that's when you guys peaked. You guys peaked with the Killer B era.
Bill's got the current Le'Veon Bell. James Cook got a similar running style.
That is true.
The issue with the Steelers at that time was like we could put up 45. Problem is we'll allow 46. Our defense was Swiss cheese. Now we got better defense, but the offense is so stagnant. So we just haven't been able to put it all together at once.
Yeah, that sounds like a Jets problem too.
Sounds like our problem as well.
It's all right.
Great defense, top 3 defense, no offense.
Show me a time where the Bills' defense let the Chiefs score less than 27 in the playoffs.
No, he said defense, no offense.
Yeah, it's true. It's like going into the gym.
This
Working
game
on
is drunk, bro.
Oh man.
Correct me if I was wrong, Raj. Testaverde was drafted by the Ravens.
Yes. What? He missed the field goal.
That's what I'm saying. This game is drunk, bro.
What is going
this
on?
This game is so drunk. What
that was a freaking chip shot. That was
this game is a mess.
Do you see? These guys got to be gambling, man.
God.
These guys got to be gambling. They're playing in a freaking dome. How the hell you missed that?
Come on, man. You're the home team away. What are you doing? Like, they're
and he looks around. Oh,
green,
God.
Bro.
Oh, I can't believe I missed it. Yeah. Check his.
Nick Sirianni is the encapsulation of Philadelphia in a head coach.
He is.
Yeah.
He really is, though. He's everything that Philly is.
He is. He's the perfect coach
he
for them.
He really is. Like all jokes aside.
He needs to coach them for at least the next 10 years. He is Philadelphia encapsulated.
Yep. It's like they found somebody in the streets of Philadelphia out there in Little Italy was like, hey, you want to coach? I got a job for you.
Oh, man. Well, another good show, boys.
I agree. I hope all is well for you guys. Love you guys. You're awesome.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Well, another show in the books.
Absolutely.
Appreciate you guys checking us out. We ran a little bit over, but it's all good. It was worth it. We had a great time. Very entertaining.
Absolutely.
Always fun.
And next Monday we'll be back. All right.
Absolutely.
So have a wonderful.
UPS doesn't screw me.
Yeah. Hopefully not, man. That's the thing. It's getting closer and closer to the holidays, so I understand. If anything happens. Or
last week was the nightmare. I think we've weathered the storm, and I can be normal again.
Oh, you never know. You never know. I put my years in at Amazon. I can tell you, just when you think it's over,
it's not.
The first week
you think it's over.
This is my seventh peak season. Mm-hmm. The first week is always the worst.
Yeah, I agree. Because that's when they like to get their shots.
It's always a lot, but that first week, especially when my helper calls out 3 times.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah. And it snowed too. It was so bad.
Wow.
So we're better. I think we're gonna be in a better spot moving forward. And I should, it'll probably like this, where I'll get out around this time. The NBA first is perfect. You do that, I think I can make it work. Absolutely.
Good.
All right. We'll lock back in next week, and we'll go from there, gentlemen.
Always locked in. You know this, Mike.
Have a wonderful evening, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see you guys next week.
Peace. Love.
Have a great week.
You too.